In Minecraft, it is far too easy to find yourself dead. And then in the nether, there's like the #1 rule of Minecraft, not even just in the nether. The #1 rule of Minecraft is don't mine straight down. So let's go ahead and see what happens when I mined a shroom light straight down. This is pain. All right, I'm gonna look for another end city, I think. Oh my god, dude, no way. Of course, though, Minecraft has an item that prevents you from dying. No, I'm not talking about a potato. I'm talking about a totem of Undying. In essentially every hardcore world, the player will have a totem in their offhand just in case anything happens. Of course, I do not. I've been running around with steak in my offhand for the last, like, 300 days in this world. And I think it's finally time that we start considering totems. These things drop from these wizards. Hey. And you can either go through a raid and actually just kill a bunch of evokers, or you can make a raid farm, which is what we're going to be doing today at some point. But like pretty much every other episode in this series, we have to do a couple things first before we get to the main goal of the episode. The first goal is going to be pretty minor. We're going to be adding a little bit more to the stuff we just built last time, and we will also be doing the interior of the sugarcane farm. I completely forgot about that farm in that last video. I wanted to actually complete that last time, I just completely forgot about it, so we're going to tackle that pretty early in this one. I kind of really want to make a lumber building over here, because this is where I've been growing all of my trees. And I kind of want to take all the trees down and just make a decently sized building over here, where I think we could eventually put a tree farm. Not going to make the building big enough to hold a tree farm. The tree farm will certainly go underground because I'm pretty sure those things can get pretty massive. But I think just having a building above ground is going to look really nice, and it'll, you know, be a nice little piece to this area. I feel like I can probably make something kind of cool over here. But then, of course, the final goal of the video, what I talked about in the intro, we're going to be making a raid farm to get a whole bunch of totems. So hopefully we don't die for a very long time. And if I die before I end up making that raid farm, well, that's just natural selection, I guess. I don't know. But let me show off a couple of the things we did last time. So I'm kind of in a new spot. We built this pond. This is one of the things I actually want to add to today. But yeah, we built this pond. I think it looks pretty cool. I swore I put string over these pieces of sugarcane, but I guess I didn't. I'll have to go get some string at some point. I don't think I have, like, any, so that's fun. We also did the interior of a couple buildings. Did the interior of, you know, the upstairs of the barn over there. I'll go there in a little bit. We also did this one. It's not completely finished yet still because I still have to get this back room. And I still think I want to make this look a little bit nicer at some point. But I kind of just wanted to map it all out for right now. And then the big build for last episode was this tavern/storage room back here. The storage room looking kind of nice. It's also all organized now. I moved everything into its own chest. And then let me also just kind of show off the upstairs of the barn. Nothing special up here, but it completely closes off the sheep farm we built a couple episodes ago. This is very basic design, but we're actually getting a decent amount of wool. That farm's not too bad. I should probably dye those sheep a couple different colors as well, because I no longer just need black and orange wool. I'll get to that eventually. Oh, and then also last time, we got netherite armor. That's normally a pretty big deal, but I feel like I didn't make it that big of a deal in the last video. But yeah, I mean, we're looking very nice. We got a bunch of very overpowered looking pieces of armor. We're kind of chilling when it comes to that stuff, when it comes to the armor and the tools. I think with the intro out of the way now, we can go ahead and kind of just start with the goals for this episode. I want to start over here though. So I received a comment on my last video. Actually, I think it was 2 comments, the more I think about it. That kind of made me want to do something else with the pond over here. So I was originally just going to have the pond, you know, lead to a building, and it was actually going to be my mine. That's what I was thinking, but I think I can move that somewhere else. But instead, we're going to put a gazebo over here. I think that's a pretty cool addition near a pond. I kind of like that. And also, I just want to gather a couple more things for the pond. Yeah, so I received this comment, which is a shopping list for the pond. We need to go get an axolotl, a fish, some coral, some sea pickles, frogs maybe, if I can find some and I don't actually have to lure them that far away, sand, and turtles. So we can definitely go ahead and try to check off a whole bunch of those for this pond here. I'm going to start off working on the gazebo part. So I'm just going to go grab some wood and some other random materials that I think could look good with this. Maybe some mangrove. I think a mangrove one could look kind of nice. So I'll just start with some spruce and some mangrove stuff. We now have a much bigger space back here. Looks kind of awkward with, like, this hill face. But I'll figure out something for that. I might eventually just kind of trim, like, almost all of that down. Not sure what I want to do just yet, so I'm just going to let it go. I exchanged out the mangrove for spruce, and I think this is going to be kind of the floor on the inside here. Then we'll probably have mangrove fences kind of outlining everything. We'll probably then bring up some pillars every so often and connect them with some trapdoors and stuff. I think that can look kind of cool. We got some pillars up, and I also put down just some mangrove fences along the outside here. Not very good at making like a circular roof, but let's see what I can come up with, I guess. I just kind of feel like circular roofs are kind of awkward to make. I might just rock with this. Let me keep designing it, and maybe it'll just look good at the end. I think it's looking better now. The roof is still a bit awkward, but I think I can deal with it. I like what the inside looks like. A lot of spruce in here, but I think that's fine. I also took out the mangrove, and instead I just put dark oak. I think that just looks a little bit nicer. We could potentially incorporate some mangrove in for like some benches over here, but I might honestly just use dark oak as well. But let's try out mangrove first. I'm having a tough time deciding between these two. I really like this design, but I'm just unsure if it's like too similar to everything else. But this is a really cool bench design. I think it might be just a little bit too similar to the rest of the color palette. So we're going to break that up, and we're going to use mangrove instead. I think this works pretty well. We got a couple of seats just to kind of hang out and do gazebo things. I think I'm comfortable to call this little build done. Now that that's done, let's move on to the interior of the sugarcane farm. And I should also harvest up these carrots, which I have not done yet. Wow, we just barely had enough to fill out the entire farm. Nice. We got 4 whole carrots spare. Let's get to work. I'm going to start off by doing the floor, and I think we're going to have a very similar floor design to what we have in the storage room. I want to put some moss down here as well on the floor, and probably the ceiling too, but I forgot it. So what we're going to do, instead of finishing the floor right now, I'm going to make the water elevator to get out of here. Now, I'm sure you guys all know how to make one of these, but in the off chance that you don't, let me kind of walk you through it real fast. You need a piece of soul sand at the bottom of wherever you're trying to make the water elevator. And then you place water at the top so it just flows all the way down, and then you just bring kelp all the way up top. That'll make all of these water blocks into source blocks, and then from there all you have to do is destroy the kelp, and then it works. So if you guys don't know how to do that, now you do. You could also use ice instead of like the water and then the kelp and stuff, because if you place down ice and you break it, it just turns into a source block anyway. But I'm just going to do it this way, mainly just because I don't have any ice right now. I'm also just now realizing that I meant to finish off the pond by going to get, you know, the rest of that checklist. I'll come back to that. I will do the rest of the pond once I finish this sugarcane farm. The floor down here is now complete. We have a few pieces of moss. We also got some azaleas, some flowering azaleas in the floor as well. I think that actually looks kind of nice. Now, let's go ahead and get with the rest of the decoration down here. Let me kind of move everything off this wall, just so I can kind of plan where I want some pillars to go. This room is like the perfect length. We can have pillars along the sides with a 3-block gap in between all of them, which should look very nice once we get them all in. So let's actually just start doing that. Now, we will probably do like the same design we've kind of been doing all over the place every time I need any kind of like pillars. We're going to have some spruce stairs upside down and then some trapdoors in the middle. And I really don't care that I keep reusing this. It looks good, okay? Now, as for the ceiling, I think it's just going to be moss. Nothing too complicated up here, but honestly, that looks pretty nice to me. And since we do have moss up there, we can go ahead and hang some glowberries around to get some nice light. I do also want to put a spore blossom in here somewhere. At least one, but honestly, probably 2. We do have to go to a lush cave at some point in this video to go get an axolotl, so I should be able to get one there. The next thing I want to do is change out these walls, and I want to change them out, I think, for mangrove. Okay, all of the walls are now in. Oh, there's a piece of cobblestone glitching out over there. Next up, we just kind of have to, you know, continue the decoration. So I'm just going to throw a couple random things around, maybe make a few shelves with some more chests. And then this area will probably be done. This area, I think, is done for now. The last thing I want to add is a spore blossom or 2, like I mentioned earlier. But we'll get that in a little bit. But for now, I think it looks pretty good. A little overgrown down here, but that's kind of what I was going for. Not super overgrown, but, you know, the glowberries do look kind of nice, I think, coming out of the ceiling. The decoration is just pretty normal, pretty minimal, honestly. It's just a bunch of barrels and a bunch of chests and some other, you know, foliage. I think it looks kind of cool, though. And then we have the actual storage chests for the sugarcane over here. They're both double chests now, so they shouldn't fill up for a good while. So we can definitely check that off for right now. The next thing up is to kind of complete that little shopping list for the pond. I'm going to begin this little shopping list by going over towards the spooky village, because this tree is right here, and this is an indication of a lush cave. Now hopefully we can find some axolotls underground. Alright, we got a bunch of fish now. That should be good for a little while. Let's go see if we can find an axolotl. Still no axolotl, but there is a spore blossom right here, which I will definitely be taking. Hey, we got an axolotl down here. Let's go. I will look around, and I'll see if I can find a second one. But if I can't, I am fine just to take one home with me. We have a bunch more right here. Sweet. I know it's probably tough to see in here. I didn't bring any torches, I'm sorry. But we now have 6 axolotls, which is nice. I'm just gonna kind of make my way out of here now. I think I'm done. Next up, then, we do have to find some coral. And I've definitely come across some. I just really don't remember where it is. So let's kind of just head off to an ocean somewhere and see if we can find a nice coral biome. Well, this is not what I was necessarily looking for, but holy crap, this area looks insane. I'm gonna screenshot these coordinates and maybe come back one day. This looks nuts. Oh my god, it gets even bigger over here. What the hell is this place? This is wild. If you guys want to know the coordinates of this place, here it is. Alright, so I finally found the biome I was looking for. I probably should have just came this way immediately. I kind of figured it would be over here. This is kind of by like the mangrove forest, the jungle, all that fun stuff. It's all over this way, but I decided to go a different direction. I kind of just wanted to explore a little bit more, if I'm being honest. But let's grab some coral while we're here. And of course some sea pickles and some other random water stuff. It turns out you need silk touch in order to get coral to be colorful. If you mine it without silk touch, it just drops the dead variant. And I didn't realize that this entire episode. So I bring back a whole bunch of dead coral and throw that around the pond. I'll have to come back in a future episode to actually get some of this beautiful looking coral. But I do think we are now good. I think I got everything I kind of came for. We got a bunch of sea pickles. We got a bunch of different types of coral. I actually do still need to find a turtle. We got 2 turtle friends. Let's go make a baby. I know you guys want to. Are you doing it? Like, I don't know what's happening here. Are you making a baby? I don't think so. Not the particles aren't coming up. There we go. Okay. Alright, let's go put all this stuff down, and we can actually finish this pond once and for all. Now, I do have a question. Do axolotls eat fish? The answer to that is yes. So the fish can't go in this pond. We're just gonna have a bunch of axolotls in this pond instead. And I honestly don't want to name any of them because I don't think this is completely axolotl proof. And I don't want to lose any of the ones I named because I will definitely grow attached. Do they eat turtles? Oh, you guys better not eat turtles. The pond's at least finished for now. We gave it some inhabitants, and we also added a little bit more decoration to the pond. Yeah, so turtle eggs need to be placed on sand in order for them to hatch. Just keep adding things that I have to fix with the pond. There's probably more. Okay, I'm very smart with Minecraft, if you guys didn't know that. One more thing we gotta do before I work on the, like, lumber building. I don't know what I'm gonna call it just yet, but before we work on the building that's gonna go, like, over here, I do need to go add these 2 spore blossoms to the sugarcane farm. Put one right there, and we're gonna put one over here. Now they have this nice particle effect in this whole area, and I love what that looks like. Now then, let's go and clear out, I think, all of the trees in this area, and I can kind of plan out where this place is gonna go. Alright, all of the trees are now gone, and we have a lot of open space over here to actually build something. We also got about half a shulker of wood from that, which is really nice. I do want to go ahead and repair my tools, though. And I also need rockets. So, we're going to go to the mob farm to kind of get 2 birds stoned at once. It'll be great. I'm just the best flyer in the world. You saw that? Ready? First try. Here we go. Bang. I now have roughly 6 stacks of gunpowder. That should be good to make, you know, quite a few rockets for the time being. Let's go clear out the sugarcane farm and make as many as we can. There we go. We got most of a shulker box filled now with rockets. This should last me a very long time. Next up then, let's start considering the lumber build. Let's try to figure out exactly where it's going to go. I definitely want to take away some of this grass in this area. So I'm going to start over here, and we're going to take away this entire top layer, which isn't actually all that much. Then I'm thinking we actually just throw this building over here. And then I'm kind of thinking right here where I'm standing, we can probably throw another field. I think that would look really nice in this area. So let me just go lay out how big this building is going to be. I think this is a pretty good size. Not too big, not too small. I'm thinking the entrance can be right here, and then we can have, you know, one main room over here. Back here, maybe storage or something. I don't really know exactly. I just want to give myself another room back this way. And this is going to be like a kind of outside area. I'm thinking we kind of have like a canopy drooping down, maybe connected to some fences on the corners here. I just wanted to lay it out in tough just so I know how much space I have over here. But as for color palette, I think it's going to be like the same as the museum. So I kind of have two different kinds of buildings in this area. We have the mangrove and the mud, which is the starter house, the barn, and the tavern. And then we also have the museum, which is, you know, like stone and other gray blocks at the bottom and then mud at the top. And I think I'm going to copy this design for like the lumber building. I think that'll look really nice with the area. So let's go ahead and fill up some shulkers with materials for this build. I really hope I have everything I need. I don't really want to go gather more stuff. Sadly, I do have to go collect some stuff. I need some smooth stone. So let's go fill out the rest of this shulker box with smooth stone. I'm not going to need that much, but I'll take it for later. This shulker is now filled, so we have a bunch of smooth stone for this build. I think we have mostly everything that we're gonna need in these two shulkers here. So then, let's just get building. So the lumber building is now complete, and we also extended the path, and I added another field. So now the path comes over here, and it connects up to the front door of this building, and also there is another potato field right here. In the same kind of style that we've been rocking with this whole time. But yeah, hopefully you guys like what this building looks like. I think it looks pretty cool. I feel like it's potentially a little awkward in some places, but I think I'm alright with it. Then we have the nice lumber yard right here with a whole bunch of different types of wood. And, you know, some coarse dirt, podzol, regular dirt, some stone in here, some rooted dirt as well. I think it's a cool little area. And over here, in this little outpost, this is where, you know, the wood, you know, theoretically, if you use your imagination, is actually cut. And this is just kind of the backlog that we have to cut. So if you look right here, here's a saw. And then the wood's going through, it hits the saw, it turns into campfires. But, yeah, I mean, this is supposed to indicate, like, chopped wood. I think it looks alright. Hopefully, it's okay. And the inside of this is obviously not done at all. But I did put in a floor. So that's a start, I guess. But I mainly just left it like this because I really don't know what's going to go in here. I'm thinking that I could eventually make this like my wood storage building. If I ever grow out of the storage building we built, you know, last episode over there in the tavern. If I ever grow out of that, we could probably just store wood in here. And maybe I can do a similar thing with stone, and we can actually just, like, attach a mine to it instead of a little offshoot for some logs. It's just like the entrance to a mine. That could be a pretty cool project to have later down the line. But yeah, I think this area just looks kind of cool. I think it adds nicely to the overall, you know, aesthetic that we've been going with. Oh, that was just the best. Let me do that again. But I think it adds to the area pretty well. Now that that's done, the next thing we have to work on, which is the final thing we're going to work on in this episode, it's the raid farm. So I'm hoping you guys see it in the title. I'm hoping I end up actually doing this build and it doesn't turn out to be too much. I really want to make like a coliseum for this thing. I think that'll look really nice. I'm just hoping that it doesn't have to be absolutely massive. Like in the title I might put I made like a massive Coliseum or something, but I'm hoping it doesn't actually have to be like a mega base sized build. Okay, so I found a very easy raid farm tutorial, which is probably what I'm going to be using for this build, but the difficult part still is the Coliseum build itself, because I'm trying to look up like how pillagers spawn in a raid. It kind of seems like the members of the raid can spawn within a 64 block radius of the center of the raid. That's kind of what I'm getting from this article that I'm reading. So what I think I might do, rather than making the biggest like Coliseum ever, I think I might just make a fairly large one and then try to spawn-proof everywhere around it, and hopefully spawn-proof within the Coliseum itself, like within the stands and stuff like that. Maybe we can just use slabs for seats, just so I don't have random pieces of the raid spawning within the Coliseum in a really weird spot. I think that'll probably work out pretty well. So let me just go put all the materials for this raid farm in a random shulker. It doesn't actually seem like it takes that many materials at all, which is very nice. This video will also be down in the description below, you know, the tutorial that I'm following to build this thing, but these are all the materials that I need. I also need this to be a lava bucket, so I have to go do that. And of course we need a villager. I would love to take one of the villagers I have over here, but I don't want to transport Jim that far away. And I actually want to go turn off my villager breeder. I think it's been on this whole time, so it's probably producing like way too many villagers. So let me go turn this bad boy off. Oh, there are like too many villagers here. Oh my god, there are so many villagers here. I think we turned it off. I hope that doesn't end up causing any lag in this world. There's just a ton of things over there, so, you know, hopefully my world doesn't just like blow up because of all the gym in that area. But anyway, let's fly to the pillager outpost we found a while ago, and also hopefully I can find some lava on the way. There's the outpost, looking nice. Alright, so I know you want to be a certain number of blocks away from the outpost when you actually make this raid farm. So I'm going to build it over here. I hope this is, you know, enough blocks away. I think it will be. So I'm going to set down my big shulker mess and start clearing out a bunch of spruce trees. Alright, we now have a rather large area, and we can at least put down the base raid farm, and then we can kind of figure out what we're going to do around it. So let me go ahead and throw this thing down. Okay, I think this thing is done now. I'm pretty sure mine looks a little different with the water from the video. Like, I don't think it has like this little wall of water right here in the tutorial, but whatever. We're gonna see if this thing works, and I really hope it does. Another thing I actually genuinely have to be careful of is breaking this pickaxe. I really don't want to do that, and it's getting a little bit low. We need to put unbreaking on that. I keep forgetting to do it. Anyway though, let's go fly over to the pillager outpost and see if this works. Let's go, we got our first totem. Oh, that feels awesome. All right, I'm assuming they got stuck somewhere because nothing's come down yet. A few things have died, as you can tell by like the bar up top, but nothing's come down and the bell can't find them. Oh, I found them all. Oh, that could be a problem. All right, well, at least I know that now. I completely forgot how loud that noise is. But we finished a raid. That's pretty cool. And we got 4 totems out of it. 5 totems, actually. I forgot I'm holding one. So, not too bad, really. We just have to patch up that one spot. But other than that, this thing works pretty well. And now comes the fun part of collecting a whole bunch of materials to build something around this thing. And I really hope by building something, I don't ruin it. Now, I'm thinking of making this Coliseum out of sandstone. Not exclusively sandstone. We'll probably have some kind of gradient going on. But I think I am going to use a lot of sandstone. So, before I go collect any of that, let me go put Unbreaking 3 on my pickaxe and also just heal it back up. Another thing I've been meaning to do for a while, I want to finally name like all of my tools and stuff. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, so we'll do that after we heal everything up. Now, every piece of my armor and tools has its own personality, which is great. We got Pickle's Cage. I'm actually reusing that name from an old pickaxe I had in a 100 Days world a while ago. So, I mean, it's just a great name. I feel like I could reuse it. I feel kind of obligated to, honestly. We got the One Piece is real, which is, if you know, you know. All right, that's what I'll say about that. We got Shovel, of course, the axe. We got Billy Bob, the shovel. We got my girlfriend, the hoe. At least she's netherite, you know. We got Boner, just comedy right there. We got the Silk Touch one. We got I hope you're enjoying the video. It's just true. I hope you are. We got boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and... That's another meme. I couldn't think of anything else. We got diamond leggings, because obviously we got really cool hat. And then we got can we get much higher, which goes in tandem with the One Piece is real. Yeah. Those are the names. Hope you guys liked them. So I'm just going to take off then. We're going to go find this desert. I think it's this way. If not, then I'll just find another one out here somewhere. And I will collect as much sandstone as I can until I go insane. That's probably not true. Okay, I might get like a shulker max. And I feel like my sanity is probably a little over a shulker. We're at the desert. Now let's load up on some sandstone. Oh, this is Instamine? Oh, that's amazing. Man, I wish gathering everything was that easy. That hardly took any time at all. Now that we have all the sandstone, I have to go ahead and grab some oak wood, which obviously we don't have very much of right now. Same thing with birch wood. We need to go gather some more of that because I only have 25 logs to my name. And I guess we'll use this shulker box here, so... Now next, and hopefully the last thing we're going to need is spruce wood. And do I really only have 2 stacks of spruce logs? I have to go gather more of that too. I hope that's enough. If it's not, I'll just get more later. We're back over here at the raid farm, and I kind of set up a little workshop area. So this little contraption is making all of the sandstone I have into smooth sandstone, which looks a lot better, and that's mainly the block I want to use. And I guess I actually didn't turn it all into smooth sandstone, just in case I want to use regular sandstone in here, just as a bit of texturing. I don't really know just yet. But the first order of business that we're over here is I have to figure out a shape for this thing. That should work.
Fast as fuck, boy. Still fast as fuck.
So I think I copied the shape over to survival. I at least hope I did. Now I know this is stripped oak and not sandstone right now, but I think the gradient is going to go from this stripped oak, and then we're going to bleed into a little bit of birch wood. Let me kind of just show you what I'm talking about here. So a little bit of stripped birch, and then I'm contemplating if I want to use birch planks and then go to the smooth sandstone. I haven't really decided yet. I think the planks could work out pretty well. Yeah, I think I like the planks in there. I think that looks kind of cool. But I do think that's enough of me talking. Let me just go ahead and build this thing, and I hope this doesn't take as long as the castle did, but we'll find out. I really hope you guys enjoyed that time lapse, and honestly that did not take nearly as long as I was expecting. It was just like a couple of recording sessions and we were able to finish this build. Now I gotta say, honestly I'm not 100% about this build. I don't actually know how much I like it. It's a completely new building style. I've never built a Coliseum before, so I really don't know if it actually looks good or not. This might be a build we come back to later and tweak. I'm just not exactly sure right now what more I could add to it to make it look better. But anyway, let's check out what it looks like. It's looking actually pretty good with the shaders, I gotta be honest. But yeah, I mean, it's a little basic, I think. There's not too much texturing involved. I mean, I think the leaves helped a lot at the end. I think it looks way better with the the vines draped around. But yeah, there's not too much texturing here. There is not much depth, I feel like, with a lot of the builds. The only kind of bit of depth we have is like right here at the front, and like the sides and the back have the same kind of, you know, pattern. But yeah, I mean, on the inside here, it is completely empty because I genuinely just straight up have no idea what to put here, and I also kind of wanted to test it out before I designed the inside. Just in case, like, these, you know, pillagers destroy this place somehow. Like, I don't know if the Ravagers are just gonna run through the walls here. I really don't know how they work. But yeah, and then on the inside, we just have a bunch of dirt and coarse dirt and stuff for the floor, and then the actual farm itself. I'm also not gonna run the farm at the end of this video here. I kind of want to leave it up to you guys if you see any glaring issues with this that would really limit what's happening with this farm. Let me know in the comments. Okay, I'm an idiot. I will probably miss any huge issues with this farm, and I won't realize until it's way too late and the whole thing gets destroyed or it just completely doesn't work anymore. But actually, there's one thing I need to change. I realized this a little while ago, but do I have a trapdoor? I have some trapdoors. Okay. I missed one spruce trapdoor, or at least I noticed that I missed one spruce trapdoor. Right here. Boom. But yeah, here's the upper level. I tried to spawn proof everything up here just so we don't get any weird spawns. And I think I accomplished that. But, you know, these are going to be kind of the seats. Take a seat, you can look out on the show, I guess. And then my idea over here is that these are two, like, throne seats. I kind of feel like in a lot of movies with Colosseums, there's, like, really important people in, like, a really nice booth or something. That's kind of what these are. So, I don't know, I hope that effect is here. But yeah, I mean, I hope you guys like this. I think it looks very okay. I feel like I could potentially do better, but I'm not sure exactly what I could do to do better. Let me show off the other build we did with shaders because I just now realized I did not do that in this video. Man, I love the sky in these shaders. It looks so good. Oh my god, that just got so much better. What? There's like lights like that? Oh, that looks amazing. I never knew those were here. Oh, that is so cool. Dude, Minecraft is such a beautiful game. I'm just saying, like, with shaders on, it's so nice looking. Oh, that's why. You gotta fly all the way up there to get that effect. Oh, that is so cool. I wish that was there all the time. Anyway, though, yeah, let's show off the other build we did today, which, of course, is the lumber building. We already looked at this building, so I won't go crazy with it, but just a quick run-by with shaders. Looks pretty cool, in my opinion. I'm very happy with how this building turned out. I need to put a lantern right there. I keep finding spots I need to put lanterns, and I just keep forgetting to do it. But yeah, the actual lumber yard looks nice too. Little outpost area over here. Looking pretty chill, if you ask me. But honestly, you guys have been absolutely crushing these videos lately. I really appreciate all the support. It's fantastic. Every time I look at my channel, it's growing. It's so cool. And you guys actually really do seem to be enjoying these videos as well, so I very much appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this one final time, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.